not enough coffee yet this morning. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Carolyn. If you would consider subscribing, liking this video if you want to, that would be awesome. Okay, today we are trying out the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. So this is a newer launch. It's not super new. Essence is obviously a pretty affordable brand. Yeah, this retails for $6.99, which is pretty great for a foundation. Hydrating foundation with hyaluronic acid and aloe vera, 24-hour long wear finish and lasting moisturization. With natural coverage, finish and weightless skin feel vegan. We got a pretty long day today. It's 9:24 right now. I'm gonna be keeping this on all day. I'm gonna be wearing a mask, so we are going to test out that 24-hour claim. That's pretty uncommon with like a more natural finish hydrating foundation, so we will see. So yeah, this is what it looks like, just kind of a typical little squeezy tube. I'm gonna zoom you guys in and we'll apply it to the face. Oof, I am looking rough on camera, but I already have my brows and my mascara done. I'm not doing any like eye look today because I just don't feel like it. So I'm gonna do one half with a brush and one half with a sponge. So I already did my skin prep this morning, like my skincare, but I am gonna add a little bit of the Fourth Ray Beauty Matcha Face Milk, just to add a little boost of a little boost of hydration station. And then I'm also gonna do a primer. I'm gonna be using the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright primer. This is one that I've used many a time, so I know how it performs. It does help the wear time a little bit, and since we're gonna have a long day, I want this foundation to stay on, but I think it'll still be a fair test. Okay, so I'm gonna go in on this side. Ooh, it looks really pretty on the skin. It's looking nice and hydrating. It's definitely not a ton of coverage. I'm gonna just go and tap over with a sponge just to get out any streaks. So you can definitely see it hid most of my redness. It's still like a very natural finish. It looks really pretty and dewy on the skin. Ooh, ooh. I think I will build up the coverage a little bit just to see kind of how it builds, see if I can get a little more coverage out of it, but I am gonna go in on the other side with just the sponge first. Okay, I do think I got a little more coverage on the side with the brush. That's pretty typical, but the side with the sponge still looks pretty. It's just less coverage, so I think this is one that I would like go in with a brush and then a sponge just to tap everything over. I'm gonna try building up the coverage a little bit. Okay, it's building really nicely. I'm definitely able to get some more coverage out of it. I am having to use like quite a bit of foundation, so keep that in mind, but it's looking really nice. Okay, I think it's looking really pretty on the skin. I think the coverage built nicely. I don't think this is one you could necessarily build up to like full coverage, but we are sitting at like a nice medium coverage here, and it looks real pretty on the skin. It looks quite dewy actually, which I love. A lot of foundations that say they're hydrating don't look dewy on my skin. I do think maybe my pores are emphasized a little bit, so I'd be curious to try this with the pore filling primer, but overall, it's looking pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna go do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Okay, rest of the makeup is on. So for concealer, I use the Becca Under Eye Corrector. For bronzer, I use the Fenty Powder Bronzer in Shady Biz. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for highlight. And my Ilia Multi-Stick in Lady Bird for blush. I had no problems blending either creams or powders over top of the foundation. And I did set under my eyes, around my nose, and then just this lower part of my face because I am going to be wearing a mask later. So as of right now, I'm really liking how the foundation is sitting on the skin. I think it looks very fresh and dewy. It's about a medium coverage, which I personally like. It hides my redness, but it still lets my skin kind of breathe and show through. I will say I do think it is emphasizing my pores quite a bit. However, that can be the case for more like dewy hydrating foundations, and you can always remedy that with a more like smoothing pore filling primer underneath. So far I really like it. I am curious to see how this one wears because typically foundations like this don't have quite as long as a wear time as like more matte foundations. However, I really like it. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how this one wears. It is 9:48 right now, so that's when we're gonna call the check-in time. And I'm going to check in with you guys in a few hours. Okay, so it's about 1:15 right now, so the foundation's been on for math. Been on for a few hours, okay? Anyways, it's looking decent, I would say. So I do think that it is emphasizing my pores. That may be remedied with a primer or maybe a different powder, but you can just really see my pores and it looks a little bit heavy in certain areas. It is creasing just a little bit here. However, I did take a full-on nap and my foundation is still on and you can still see like my bronzer, blush, highlight, and everything too. That's a good indicator of how long wearing the foundation is as well. So it's still, I think it still looks fairly good and it doesn't look dry or crusty at all either. It's just looking a little makeup-y in certain areas. As of right now, I'm kind of the opinion that it's a solid foundation for the price. There are ones that I like better, just in terms of like how they sit on the skin, but this one really doesn't look bad at all. It's not looking like super cakey or anything. There's just a few areas where I feel like it's emphasizing my pores, really. That's the thing. And like I said, a little bit of creasing. But that's no big deal. My skin still looks pretty hydrated, which is nice. I love that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go more about my day and then I will check in with you at the end of the night. Okay, friends, so it is about almost 7:30 right now. I'm on my phone, so I can't show you. So you're just gonna have to trust me. But look, it's darker in the outside, okay? Anyways. So the foundation has been on for about 10 hours. So it's looking, I think, still pretty decent. It definitely looks a little bit more matte. It lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. So it is looking a little textured. There are some lines from my mask right there, which you can see. It's just looking very textured to me, like right in here. It lasted, I think, a lot longer than I thought it was going to. You can still see my bronzer and blush and everything, which to me is a good indicator that it's a pretty long-lasting foundation. I just don't love that I feel like this one emphasized a little bit of texture in my pores especially. But I do like that it doesn't look super dry. It does look more matte now than it did at the beginning of the day, but that is most foundations on me. I think my conclusion on this one is meh. I think it is a good foundation for the price. It's a decent foundation for the price. However, I also think you could probably spend a few dollars more and get something a little bit better, like the NYX Born to Glow or the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. But yeah, I think it's fine. It does the job. Not my favorite, but I will keep continuing to test it. That is all for me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you all again soon. Bye. That's in different languages. Cats! God, the cats are running amok, I tell you. Hello, focus.